All right, hey everyone, here with Kole Enright, baseball player in the Texas Rangers organization. Really, really exciting day for me, especially because I kind of grew up and I knew Cole and I've got to see him grow up and become this professional baseball player. So, super cool moment for me. Cole, thank you so much for coming on doing this.
Yeah, Brooks, thanks, man. I'm excited to be on it and hear what you got.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just for everyone who doesn't know you about you or your career, just do like a little quick explanation of your current situation, where you're playing.
Yeah, so in 2016, I was drafted by the Texas Rangers out of West Orange High School here in Orlando, Florida, where I'm at now, and I am during the off seasons. And I was a third round pick. I was committed to Stetson University, and this would have been last year would have been my fourth full season of pro ball. Um, this next upcoming season will be my fourth because of COVID. Last year we didn't have a long season at all, just a quick little spring training stint. So it's been fun. I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm a better ball player now than I was when I came in.
So we got to rewind all the way back to high school now. So for those that don't know Cole, Cole was a two-sport athlete, right? You played basketball in high school as well, right?
Yeah, I played basketball up until my junior year.
Okay, so you're between baseball and basketball essentially. So what was it about baseball that made you choose it over basketball?
I think the potential long term on uh, ability to play for a longer time period. So into college, my goal had always been to get a college scholarship, and uh, my parents, we didn't grow up poor, but we didn't have crazy money either. So it was just like the scholarship money was important, or else I probably would have gone the state school route, uh, kind of maybe junior college type of thing. So for me, it was just like that would have been the moment to have my dad be super proud of me and play college baseball would have been like dream come true. So I think that was kind of why I picked baseball.
And then so you pick baseball, you stop playing basketball your junior year, and then you had this pretty crazy progression. So you get to the part where you're getting recruited now and you're looking for that scholarship with baseball. And you went through a pretty specific recruiting experience. So could you explain that college recruiting experience and how you overcame it?
Yeah. So my recruiting experience was just an up and down one. So I was committed to a, I don't know what conference. I don't even know what it is. Coastal Carolina University. I don't know. I think the Sun Belt. Maybe no. That's. I don't know what conference they're in. Regardless, I was committed to there and really excited about going. And then I had my scholarship pooled for no real particular reason other than that there was a coaching switch and they didn't think I could perform at that level. And then I think so. I realized that the challenges of the recruiting process and the business aspect of it. And then I ended up signing to Stetson University, and there I think there was a little bit more action on my part. So I think there was just a little bit of like outreach on my part because I really wanted it. You know what I mean? And so I think that is the more kind of it's possible part of the recruiting process that I discovered. And so it was kind of these tale of like both I discovered both the business side and then the hey, there's a lot of opportunity out there if you just go look for it. Yeah, and then turns out that I had a good senior season, and ended up being drafted anyway. So all of that was kind of like whatever at the end of the day because I ended up signing a professional contract and going to play. All honestly by the grace of God and the ability to, I guess, just mentally be tougher than that disappointment. Really, I guess is probably how I would sum it up.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with it because so you commit and then obviously you keep working, you have this great senior season, and then the draft rolls around. And then when that happened, first off, what was your reaction to getting drafted? And were you expecting it? And then once that realization set in, what was your mentality for going forward?
Was I expecting it? Yeah, I was expecting it because it's pretty hard to be drafted out of the dark. So I think there's a lot of steps leading up to the draft. So I was expecting it. Um, though the outside world may not have expected as much. I think it's a like cat and mouse game at the end of the day for money's sake. So I had an idea. And then what was the second part?
The mentality going forward, once the realization
Oh,
set in, once you were ready to go, like what the mentality
yeah.
was
I
for you.
mean, geez, at 18 years old, the mentality is different. It's different than
Exactly.
it was now. I think it was just very excited. It was like coming off of some really good high school ball. It was like the idea was fast track to the big leagues. But I don't know if that's how I acted. I feel like I acted in a way that was a little bit more afraid. So it was like my mindset was like, let's get to the big leagues, let's go. But it was also like my actions at times would show that kid that was decommitted and didn't really show the full belief in himself. And so like I think that when those two worlds meet, like there's a lot of good that can happen. And I think on TV we look at these athletes, but like the amount of work that goes into having a sound mind during the game is like a really hard process. And so I respect the heck out of athletes that can do it at the highest level, like every year, to where every day they step on the court, like they seem to be the same guy.
Mhm.
Because it's hard. It's hard, man.
So we're going to switch over to, so you're in pro ball now, and obviously there's a lot of challenges that come with it, but jumping towards like the fitness side, how did your training and what you had to do in the gym progress from when you were at the high school level to the professional level? I'm guessing it was a pretty significant difference.
Uh, I think I think my knowledge has increased, so trying to be more efficient in the weight room. I don't love spending hours and hours in the gym. Like it's not my thing. Um, I want to be good when I'm on the field. So I want to be as efficient as I can be. I think it used to be just kind of like lift to get stronger, and then I think as I've gotten older, the approach is a little bit like I want to be pretty strong in places and pretty mobile in other places. So um, I figure there's a time and a place to just be lean and lift, but that might be post baseball. I think while I'm playing and trying to achieve like supreme athletic performance, it's going to be a real happy medium of strength, mobility. But my profile is different than a lot of guys. It's like a little bit higher on the body fat spectrum. And
Mhm.
so I have to be a little more intentional about diet. I've worked on supplementing better, products that will help me with fish oils and stuff of that sort. And then being just a little bit more mindful recently of like calorie surplus and deficit and trying to uh, put on weight at the right spots and then cut in the right, when I need to. And I think a lot of guys are blessed with I have a high metabolism, but some guys are blessed with a supreme genetic gift at this level. And I think just being self-aware of those things is important for every high school athlete, every college athlete. Like we're all different, and I just have to do it different than the guy next to me. Really.
Definitely. So at first it was strength, 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 try to get as big as possible. And then once you kind of shifted into pro ball, it became more strategic about how to optimize your performance in different ways other than just getting extremely strong.
Yeah, the way I look at training is like I need to be as fast as I can be. The guys that are really extremely uh, quick, I guess, like fast twitch would be another word. Like the guys that are that indeed seem to always perform higher than the guys that can't, because there's just it's another level that you can take it up if you need to. And so um, guys at the plate, if I'm not as quick as the next guy, I can't. I have to start my swing earlier, and then that I'm going to sacrifice pitch selection there. I think just at the end of the day, speed plays around the board, and a lot of that I feel like to me starts in the core. And so like I think my training has gone a lot more external limbs to like lower half, trunk, and core. And I think that's kind of like the motor for me now. And so a lot of my training starts and ends there, really.
Gotcha. So obviously you're going through the day to day and you've been doing this for a while. You've had a pretty long career already. So the day to day grind of professional baseball, explain the mentality that you have to have, especially now with the pandemic and everything that's going on. How do you go through that on the day to day and stay motivated and ready to move forward?
Man, I don't know how you answer that without being like a little cliche about it. I think the answer is like discipline is not being motivated every day to do it. I think being disciplined is getting up every day and doing what you need to do, even if you don't feel like doing it. Um, and then also having grace. Like I've had to learn that if I miss a workout that day, or if I'm involved in other things other than baseball as I get older too, like you have relationships and people. If you miss something, like it's all right. I remember being in high school and always beat myself up. And like if I was a high schooler, if I was talking one-on-one to you and you were a high schooler right now, like this would be my conversation. It's like, man, it's okay. Like stop beating yourself up for missing that workout, or like just because you want it badly. These elite level players, they don't think like that. The elite level players are just guys generally that are pretty gifted, and they're pretty relaxed. Like they just go out there and they perform, because the guys that don't think about those things are the guys that get on the field and just kind of play ball. And that like reckless abandon on the field at any sport I've found is elite. Like that's the if we could all play with that mentality, like it's an unlocked, open-minded kind of mentality that just tends to play really well. So I think that's kind of where I'm trying to get more, and that's where I would encourage kids like to just like start showing yourself grace. Like you work hard, but understand that like if you already are disciplined, realize that, and know that like it's okay to miss a one workout or to do this, especially when it comes to more important things like relationships and family. Like it's just life, man. And the quicker you can find a baseball life balance, like the quicker you can be a pro, because that's what being a pro is finding you have to find a balance in life. And so that's probably the biggest difference from my 18-year-old self and my 23-year-old self now.
So we're on to the last question here, and this is how I kind of want to close all these interviews out. Is just what's next for Kole Enright? What's the next step? Where do you want to be? Whether it's in business or if it's in life or if it's in baseball, just what's next for you?
What's next for me is I'm going to continue to be faithful with what I have in front of me, and that looks like being the best baseball player I can be, and trying to be a 10-year big leaguer. That is what is in front of me right now, and that's what I'm gonna fight to do. I think there are some business things off the field that I also want to be excellent in, and so I'm gonna try to pursue excellence there. And then also just in my relationships with people, and trying to understand how people work and how I can maintain relationships healthily with the people close to me, and then people that like us who haven't talked for a couple of years, like and just kind of growing and nurturing those relationships in my 20s. And I think it's a cool time, but it's also like a very uncertain time. And this has obviously been a whack year anyways. So I'm looking forward to all those things. But again, I think the theme would be just like pursuing excellence in all those areas.
Thank you so much for coming on,
Thanks,
man. This
man.
has been awesome. So great. I
Thank
know
you. This is
I
fun.
know you got a lot of people rooting for you, and I know I'm always going to be rooting for you for sure. We're all in your corner, so really appreciate you, man. This was awesome. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks, Brooks.